There's a lot of names that go along with high-performance muscle cars. In fact, this Camaro says Yenko right on the side, but it's got another name on the back, and it's correct. We'll show you what it is. Muscle car enthusiasts no doubt have heard of some of the special versions of factory muscle cars. For example, the Yenko Camaro. This is a car that has legendary status as being a specially built version of a Chevrolet Camaro, ordered by Don Yenko and sold through Yenko Chevrolet with a different engine and some things you couldn't get at your local regular Chevrolet dealer. And these Yenko Camaros were very, very popular. They started in '67, and by '69, there were other dealerships throughout the country that were authorized to sell a Yenko branded Camaro, and that's what we're looking at today. This particular car is a Jack Douglas Yenko Camaro. And it starts to get a little confusing on how everything shakes out, but basically, Jack Douglas Chevrolet in Hinsdale, Illinois, was awarded the ability through Yenko to be a Yenko authorized dealer selling in the Illinois and Wisconsin territory. So the way these cars came about, I think from our research, the first 15 Yenko cars to be sold through Jack Douglas Chevrolet were built as Chevrolet Camaros and delivered from the Yenko Chevrolet dealership in Canonsburg, Pennsylvania, to Jack Douglas, who then sold them to the public. Eventually, Jack figured out a way to kind of sidestep Yenko and get the cars straight from Chevrolet, and he worked out a deal with Yenko to be able to put their stripes and the dealer invoice and the interior details in the cars at Jack Douglas. And I think 25 cars were sold total as prepped by Jack Douglas to be a Yenko supercar. This is one of those cars. It's not sick and it's not psych, it's a Yenko supercar. And what's so fancy about a Yenko car is that it had things you couldn't get in a regular Camaro. They called them COPO packages. It stood for Central Office Production Order, and COPO 9561 was the 427 cubic inch engine, which is the heart of a Yenko supercar. When you lift the steel cowl induction hood, you get the whole Yenko treatment, the 427 motor, the Yenko SC 427 decals, but Jack Douglas was able to slip his name in over there in the valve cover. It's a solid lifter motor, high compression, 425 horsepower. It's coupled to a Muncie 4-speed, and it's got a specific COPO only 410 rear gear, rear axle, 12-bolt rear end. Other items in that COPO 9561 package include the functional ducted hood, the dual exhaust. It also had increased cooling capacity and special suspension to be set up as a drag race car. This car is known as a double COPO because it also has COPO 9737, which was the sports car conversion package. This thing has the 140 mile an hour speedometer, the tachometer, the center mounted fuel gauge, a 13/16 sway bar. It's also got 15x7 rally wheels with raised white tires. This was an iron block. It's an L72, but it's still a bad to the bone machine. It does have some other neat features. The body colored Enduro bumper, it's got chambered exhaust, the soft ray tinted glass. It's got an X11 trim package on board. It also has an AM/FM radio and the front and rear spoilers. And there's a couple of visual things to set it off as being a Jack Douglas Yenko versus a Canonsburg, Pennsylvania, Yenko, dealer Yenko. And those include the blue bow tie in the grille. The cars that came from Pennsylvania didn't have the bow tie emblem in the grille. This one does. And they had a Yenko 427 badge, two badges on the tailpan. One said Yenko, one said 427. This car retains the Chevrolet bow tie on the tailpan, and it has the Yenko badge, but it also has a Jack Douglas sticker on the left-hand side. Another thing I think is interesting on this car is it is Daytona yellow with the black Yenko stripe package, black interior, but you'll notice it has a black pinstripe going around the wheel arches. And I don't know if that was a Jack Douglas thing. I don't know if that's particular to this car only, like somebody had that done. I do know this car has had a tremendous restoration at the Supercar Workshop, and these guys know these cars inside and out. So I mean, everything about this thing is correct. And it also has some fun details. A letter that came from Jack Douglas that's also signed by Dana Meekum of the Meekum Auction Company, validating this as a correct Jack Douglas Yenko car. It's also been certified by Ed Cunine at the Copo Connection as a verified double Copo car with a certificate. So it's got all the documentation, its ownership history has been known, and it's really a unique and unusual version of a unique and unusual car. And the Brothers Collection is home to a bunch of very, very special Camaros like this one, and we were just lucky to be able to spend some time with it. Well, thanks to guys like Don Yenko and Jack Douglas, we've got cool cars like this Camaro today. We have more pictures of it on our website at musclecaroftheweek.com. And we've got the Facebook page. Check that out because you can share these cars and look at the earlier ones that we've done. And don't forget our YouTube channel. You subscribe there, you'll never miss an episode of Muscle Car of the Week.